Hello, everybody, and welcome. It's Jeff here at Raise Your Vibration TV for another Thursday Live. That's right. Welcome, everybody. Hope you are doing well and ready for the weekend. I kept thinking today was Friday. All right. So, hi, everybody. Welcome. Welcome. Tonight, we are going to go over the astrology for April. And this is going to be fantastic. We're going to go right from today all the way to the end of the month. We're going to get some ideas of what is in store for us. We've got major shifts and major turning points. So stick around and welcome. What's that, Rose? What you got to say? Hello, everybody. How's everybody doing? Jeff, when you start talking, can you just remind me when your astrology tarot special is beginning and ending? The tarot and astrology special is already underway, and it's for the rest of the week, and I might extend it till next week. I don't know. But yeah, so Friday, Saturday, I might extend it, but message me. We'll figure something out. Okay. All right. So everybody, thank you so much for being here. We're going to do the astrology for April, like I said, and I forgot we're also going to do a collective tarot reading for everybody for the overall energy of the month. All right. So let's go ahead and begin. So let's do this. Let's go over to yes. Wonderful. Welcome, everybody. So something big is happening in April. And if you feel like your life is trying to move fast forward right now, you're not crazy. You're actually in alignment with the astrology. This month is not about waiting. It's about becoming. So tonight, I'm breaking down everything happening in April. The full moon, the new moon, planetary shifts, and most importantly, how you can use this energy to raise your vibration and step into your next level life. That's right. The theme for this month is the turning point. It's bold resets, intense action, and grounding new dreams. The key energy for this is all planets are direct until May 6th. So nothing's retrograde, folks. So let's use this energy, okay? So let's go ahead and advance the slide here. So like I said, the key energy is all planets are in direct motion until May 6th. So this is an excellent time for a window for starting new projects. You know, if you watch the midweek reset and all of that, you will know that there's a time to start these things and when not to, okay? Now, the big major shift is happening when Uranus begins its transition into Gemini after 7 years in Taurus. So, this is a big shift this month. And we'll talk more about it later on as we advance. But wow, right out of the gate, okay? But I really like the fact that these planets and most of them have been retrograde for a very long time, especially the heavy hitter planets, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune, Pluto. They're all moving forward and they're all shifting energies and signs and all of that. So I just needed to wet my whistle really quick. But yeah, huge. All right. So let me get myself in order here. Let's move on. So the major lunations are, we got the new and full moons. We're already in full moon energy right now. The full moon was on April 1st, and that was in Libra. And we talked extensively about that with the midweek reset and the Freakin weekend. And then on April 17th, so wait, let me back up a little bit. So with this full moon that we've had, this is relationship truth energy, okay? This is where the universe is kind of asking us, where are you out of balance? Are you overgiving? Are you settling? Are you holding on to something that's not aligned anymore? So, with full moons, they don't really create problems. They more or less reveal them. That full moon energy is shining down on you. That's right. Who else has been feeling it? I mean, we're all feeling that shift. And this energy for this month is about big shifts. So, an awareness is the first step to transformation, being aware of what we need to work on. Now, let's talk about April is dominated by Aries energy. So Aries is the energy of action, courage, and new beginnings. So this is not a passive month. And if you've been waiting for a sign, well, boys and girls, this is it. Okay? So with this full moon, we have a focus on balancing our personal needs with relationship and finding the harmony in all of that. The outcome can get clarity on your partnerships and closing out cycles that no longer serve you. We're always letting go of something. I'm a big proponent on let it go. All right. Now on April 17th, we have the new moon in Aries, and that's a time for radical fresh starts and your personal resets. New moons are a reset time. This new moon is going to be conjunct Chiron. Chiron is the wounded healer, and it emphasizes healing through bold, courageous action. That new moon in Aries, that's that big thrust. Aries is a fire sign. And with this new moon, we get this reset, especially when it comes to healing and moving forward, taking that action. I'm feeling a possible breakup. Yeah. And we're just talking about that right now, and it's trying to find that balance, and it's difficult, as difficult as it is, it's revealing something. So sending you lots of energy, love. Okay. So those are the two major lunations. Of course, we always talk about those in our readings too. So as we get more towards mid-month, we have what's called an Aries stellium. So you see the symbols there. We've got the sun, the moon, Mercury, Mars, Saturn, Neptune, and Chiron all in Aries. We call that a stellium. Stellium is when we have a mass number of planets grouped into one sign, and they're all kind of intermingling with each other, and they are all influencing each other all at the same time. So, it's a very rare congregation for all of these planets to be together in Aries. And the vibe is highly reactive or almost flammable and fast pace. And some of the key transits that I have listed here is April 9th. Mars enters Aries. Now, Mars rules Aries. It's its home sign. So that fuels ambition and momentum also. Okay? Very strong energy here. Okay, I just saw 444 on the screen there. Fantastic. I love that. So when we've got when we got Mars traversing through this group of planets that are in Aries mid-month, we're going to definitely be feeling that. Mars is just going to come in and kind of get things going, It's the gasoline on the bonfire, if you will. On April 12th, Mars is going to conjunct Neptune, okay? And that can be a test of whether actions are driven by faith or fear. You got to choose one or the other. You know what I mean? So now we're going to talk about the really tough alignment that we're dealing with mid-month. And that is Mars conjunct Saturn. This is kind of like how I put this, and I've talked about this in our readings, on in the midweek reset and the Freakin weekend, is Mars conjunct Saturn in Aries is like the brake and gas effect. You've got Mars, that strong urge to move forward, but facing heavy restrictions and reality checks, that's Saturn. So you've got like one foot on the gas, one foot on the brake. and you're just kind of spinning your wheels. You're really not making any progress. So, if I had some strategic advice for this part of the month, it would be to align your actions and with long-term empowerment rather than doom or impulsive reactions. So no doom and gloom, okay? And no impulsiveness, even though that Mars is going to be sparking that need to be impulsive. And you really don't need to be, okay? So just be aware of that. That's gonna be a tough one. So on the world stage, you're definitely going to see things start to heat up around this time. They've already basically heated up enough, but now it feels more like pressure. This is where things start to feel intense. There could be some confusion involved, even frustration. But let me tell you what's really happening is you're more or less being activated, and the universe it's not punishing you, it's preparing you. Pressure creates diamonds. And I think April is shaping you into your next level, and that pressure, again, is almost necessary. Okay? So, that's like going to be the tough. I'm telling you, it's going to build up this month. And and I'm going to tell you something. When we finally release pressure, there's a relief afterwards. You know what I mean? So that's pretty incredible energy. April 20th, Mercury also conjoins Saturn and Mars. So making communication, that's intense. Got to be decisive, and there could be confrontational energy, especially on the world stage. April 20th, 420. If you know, you know. And then we're going to talk about the energy shifting here. Now, we just talked. I just talked about it. See, I keep thinking that you already watched the Freakin weekend, and you haven't. You can watch that tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. And I talk about the Venus square Pluto aspect. I didn't put it on the slides here, but that is in full effect this weekend. So a heads up for this weekend, and make sure that you do check out the Freakin weekend on Friday. But this is really intense relationship energy. So Rose, pay attention. Okay. Big realizations, truth bombs, emotional intensity, which leads to transformation. Again, this weekend can be a little bit feisty, I would say. So before we move on, I wanted to go ahead and let you guys know about that. So yeah, Venus square Pluto. It's no joke. All right. And that's all going to be about relationships. And, but I'm going to tell you something. With Pluto, it adds a necessary, again, transformation. So that pressure creates a transformation. And it's all on how you look at it. Okay. All right. So let's move on. So now we've got Venus in the Taurus transition. Now on April 20th, not only is Mercury conjoining Saturn and Mars, but we are shifting the energy from all that fire into Taurus, where it's earth energy. We're moving from fire to earth energy. All right. And this is something else. So we're transitioning, and it's time to ground our dreams that we just planted. All right. When we're moving out of that energy, so now we get a little bit more grounded. Things kind of chill out after that. Again, once that pressure valve is released, there it is. Okay. Devils, let us stay. Absolutely. So As we continue, April 23rd, Venus conjuncts Uranus now. Okay. A rare. How you doing, Gene? Welcome. Venus conjunct Uranus in Taurus is a rare final breakthrough energy in Taurus before Uranus leaves that sign. So expect the unexpected in love, money, or self-value. That's going to be a big one. And I think that's where the energy, the pressure is released. So let's kind of back up. We're going to back up the slides to kind of go through this. And I believe that it starts with the new moon in Aries. All right. Because this is that rebirth moment. And you want to ask yourself, who are you becoming? Because this energy supports starting over, reinventing yourself, and of course, taking bold action. So it's not small energy. This is change your life energy. All right. And then the pressure starts to build. We've got this Aries stellium mid-month. We've got Mars kind of just coming up and poking everybody in the ass at that time and kind of agitating things. And then again, we've got the tough alignment, the 19th and then the 20th. And then all of a sudden, boom, the 23rd happens and Venus conjoins Uranus. And that's when the energy shifts. We move from this fire energy into Taurus, into earth energy. Okay? After all that fire, we move into earth. And Taurus, earth energy says, okay, now build it. This is where your manifestation becomes real, not just mindset, reality. All right? Powerful stuff. Powerful stuff. But the 23rd is very rare, and it's breakthrough energy. I have to emphasize that, especially because Uranus is going to be moving into Gemini at the end of the month. That's the other big boom, okay? So on April 24th, Venus enters into Gemini, lightening the mood with more social and curious energy. That's very good. When Venus enters Gemini, anything goes. People start to loosen up. You know what I mean? Very interesting. Yeah, this month is definitely going to be fireworks. How you doing, Barb? Hello, Gene and Scott. Welcome, everybody. We're just moving right along here. And then we've got... Hey, what happened? Right? We're 7. Yeah, there's 7. Okay, we're on 7. And then we've got right towards the end of April is on April 25th. This is when the global shift happens. This is big. This is really big. This is Uranus enters Gemini. Okay. Again, it's been in Taurus for 7 years. This is huge. We're really entering a completely new era of communication, technology, awareness. And let me make some predictions here. Okay? Again, radical change. Uranus is not a light planet. It is electric energy. It's buzz energy. It's big. You feel it. You feel it in your electric system. And with this, it's no joke. And it's moving into Gemini for the first time since 2018, and it's going to stay there until 2032. All right? So let's think about what was going on back in 2018 in our lives. Think about that. So This is why you're feeling called to grow, to speak, share, and evolve. You're tapping into the future version of yourself. It's big energy. And with Gemini placements, so, and that's where you're going to feel it more personally, is in your Gemini placements. And of course, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius, pay attention to that, because you may be feeling the first sparks of a long-term identity makeover. Again, huge energy happening here. So, crazy. But, really pay attention to what's going to be going on. You can almost see it starting now. We see all of this happening in the news, what's going on in the world, where our country is going at the present moment. And I got a feeling that, again, all that pressure that's building up is going to come to a release point. But with Uranus, I'll bet you any money that we're going to find out about a lot of things. And I think the number one thing is going to be disclosure about life on other planets and the truth behind that, or starting to be slow dripped, some kind of disclosure, because they already said it was going to happen. It's just a matter of when. And I believe that around this time, that could be triggered by that Uranus entering into Gemini. And I'm pretty sure that in 2018, that's when those Navy and military videos were released, showing the little Tic Tac UFOs and stuff like that. So interesting times. You can feel it shifting. And I called it global shift because we're going to feel it across the globe in some form or fashion. And you already start to see that. We're going to have to change maps after this month. You know what I mean? Because borders and countries and stuff are not going to exist. They don't exist, Crazy. And it does feel like pressure. You do feel the momentum building. But this is all for a reason, to kind of set things straight once and for all. Because guess what, boys and girls? The game is rigged, and it's not rigged in your favor. I hate to be the bearer of the truth, but that's what it is. And we're starting to become aware of that. And when enough of us say enough, well, there it is. Okay. So we're closing out this month with a big old bang. And I think it's a necessary bang. Again, radical changes in social media. Could even be a blackout with all this Uranus energy, this electric energy. Could be something of that sort. Or finding out news. Unbelievable. So if you want to work with this energy, here's what to do. All right. Let go of what's out of alignment. And you can do that presently with this full moon energy. Okay. We're in Aries energy. So take bold action. Do the thing, say the thing, be the thing. Move towards the thing. I've been saying that since mid-March. Okay. We're going through a growth phase right now. So trust the pressure. And as we move forward into April, it's time to build something real. And most importantly, stop doubting yourself. And I'm going to tell you something. April is not asking you to play small. Okay? It's asking you to rise. All right? This starts a multi-year transformational cycle. And you've got to use this energy We have no retrogrades. We've got everything. The momentum is clean. We're moving forward and we're building something real. What are you going to build this month? You know? Hopefully it's not a pyre and burn it all down to the ground. You don't want to do that. All right? Interesting. Interesting. Now, don't forget, I offer personal readings, tarot and astrology, and we can look at your chart to see exactly what's unfolding for you. Of course, all that stuff is in the link in the description, so make sure that you check that out. And that will conclude our portion of the astrology for April. It's no joke, man. That's some stuff going down. Ooh. That's some stuff going down. Especially with Uranus moving into Gemini. That's going to be something. I mean, all that electric energy. Gemini is an air sign, so it's going to be about communication. Oh my God. We're going to find some stuff out for sure, folks. So I hope that helped. So now what we're going to do is switch over to the tarot table, and we're going to do a collective reading. Let's do it. Let's start our collective reading, and we're going to start with these cards. I love using these. Love using these. Let's do it. Let's get the collective message from our guides. What do we need to know for April? The Judgment card. Number 20. Remember 420. Beautiful. Let's take a look at that, shall we? Look at that, how beautiful that is. Wow. The Judgment card is setting yourself free. Setting yourself free from judgment of yourself, judgment of others. It's necessary that we set ourselves free. So this month, our guides are telling us, listen, don't give a shit about what other people think. Don't judge others because they will judge you. You know what I mean? But a beautiful representation of just releasing yourself from it. Be free from it. Okay? Interesting. We're going to put that right there. Love that. So set yourself free from judgment. Set yourself free from others' judgments. And I just noticed those are all lotuses. Yellow lotuses. Focus. Love that. Love that. Yeah, I love the artwork on these cards. So, no more judgment. Set yourself free from it. Now I'm seeing 1111. Because it's showing me average view duration. And before it was 444, and now I see 1111. So that's incredible. Let's go ahead and get... Yeah, I think we're just going to go ahead and start with the meat of it. Okay. So we're going to get a collective energy tarot reading for everybody and see how this energy is going to kind of pan out for us, give us more insight. We did the astrology. Now we're going to do the tarot, you know, because that's my thing. I love astrology. Astrology is my first love. Tarot is my second. They're my mistresses. All right. What else do we need to know for April? Wow. I'm seeing a lot of pentacles here. Holy shit. All right. How do we do this? Wow. Wow. Yeah. Yep. Mm-hmm. And then we've got, oh yeah. All right, so we go here. Okay. Wow. All right. Damn. I'm going to tell you what. And I've talked about this in previous collective reads. But when we have 1, 2, 3, 4 pentacles in a reading, I'm going to tell you that this is about abundance. This is not only about money, but this is about work, putting in the work, doing things that you love. Again, Taurus energy tells us build it, make it real. Okay? And there's a lot of financial opportunity here. I have been saying it in past readings, even past live shows, I should say, that the financial system is going to change. And it may look like it's going to crash. But I really think that we're setting ourselves free from the debt slave system, because that's what it was set up to be, to keep you enslaved in debt. And I do believe that this is turning around here. Now, if you want to talk about making it personal, you could be opening up to a new job. I haven't even started to break down the cards yet. This is just the collective energy out of this. This could be opening up to opportunities, long-lasting opportunities. So let's break this down, okay? Let's break this down. We've got the 4 of Pentacles, no more holding back, okay? This could be, the world holding back the world's wealth because you've been taxed to death on everything. The Emperor is making moves, taking their power back, not fucking around. Instead of holding back, we're taking movement. We're not being foolish, but we're getting a reset here in April. There's no doubt about it. Look at it. I love that card. But don't be foolish. Use this time to move forward, to not hold back. 8 of Pentacles is put in the work. Doing what you love. That's what I'm going to be doing soon. Hopefully, planting my sunflowers. That's future Jeff in hopefully a few weeks. Is getting all my sunflowers planted. But working on your skill. Putting in the work. Learning something new. Going about things differently. Opening up to new possibilities, setting yourself free. Okay? Now, the Knight of Swords is communication, movement, moving towards that goal. Okay? And then we have the Ace of Pentacles and the 10 of Pentacles. This is beautiful energy. This is absolutely beautiful energy. The Ace of Pentacles is here. And you can see, look, I've had to tape these cards up. I use them up a lot. But sometimes I just feel drawn to use this deck. But check that out. And then the 10 of Pentacles is, once you plant that seed, all those sunflowers grow. This is a huge focus on the collective energy working together. We're be given an opportunity here. I think we're getting an opportunity here to set ourselves free. And I think it has to do with financial gain. I think it has to do with opening up to prosperity, opening up to a form of prosperity that I don't think any of us, even, the boomer generation and beyond, has witnessed. Now, you could call that, well, Jeff, you're being overly optimistic, but everything's lining up for that. It doesn't take a weatherman to look around and see the weather. You know what I mean? We're definitely shifting here collectively. And once you get everybody in that momentum to shift, everybody does. And that's important. All right. So let's add to it. Let's go ahead and we're going to add some different oracles. This, though, is great energy. It's prosperous. It's not holding back. It's moving forward. This energy is moving forward, and it's making things happen. And it pays off. All right, now, we've got some messages from our guides. Is kindness counts? Absolutely. And I think that kind of goes along with setting ourselves free from judgment and just being kind. Again, this is a come together kind of energy. It's not kumbaya-ish. It's just, you know, prosperity is contagious, you know? Make each day count this month. Be in the now. Because this is all there is. So make each day count. And while you're doing this and being kind to yourself and to others, have an attitude of gratitude this month. Thank you for the opportunities given to me. Have an attitude of gratitude. It's so important. Which deck is that? Are you talking about the main one that I'm using? Excuse me, because this is the Wild Reflections deck. I love it. It's by the same artist that does the what the fuck, Jeff? The oh my god, the Lightseers. Jesus Christ. Yes, I love that deck. Okay, so make each day count. Have an attitude of gratitude. Thank you, thank you, thank you. I like to say thank you 3 times. Thank you for the opportunities that come my way. Thank you for my beautiful life. Thank you for the beautiful people in my life. Thank you for the abundance that flows to me in a continuous stream. Beautiful energy. Let's get a Prism Oracle. We're doing it up a little different. That's all right. Let's see. What else can we add to this collective reading? What else can we add? What do we have for April? What do we need to know, be aware of? Okay. Anything else? I think there's one more in there. Ooh. Which one do I keep? The ones that are on the table. Okay. Very good. Okay. Well, you've got your choices there. What are you going to sit in? You know what I mean? Interesting. Oh, yeah, you hear the train? My windows are open, baby. I don't care. I don't care. What's the temp out there? It's 60 degrees. Got to have my windows open. All right, so let's go ahead and look at these two. We're going to look at sadness. Jesus. Just blowing that horn like it's a motherfucking job. Oh, shit. Damn. Could you get a little louder? Could you get a little louder? All right, so let's read about blue, because this is actually in the blue category. I got filters and stuff on here, so that's why it's making the colors weird, I bet. All right, so blue is a primary color and is associated with logic, honesty, trust, and communication. Ancient Egyptians celebrated the color, creating the first synthetic blue pigment. The color also has powerful religious significance across cultures. Blue is also connected to the water element, and as a result, it's sometimes used to symbolize transition and our emotional depth. Like water, blue can be cleansing, both physically and spiritually. Blue light can wash away feelings of sadness and is used as a treatment for seasonal affective disorder. So is red light. Blue is also correlated with the throat energy center, which governs communication. And we have profound communication coming in this month. So let's read up on the sadness card. Sadness can be demonized as an unwanted emotion, but it's part of being human. Without sadness, we cannot truly appreciate other feelings that will come after and uplift us. This card is a reminder that sometimes you need to feel sadness in order to heal and return to normalcy. Like all things, it passes. Wow, that's a great message, especially because we have happiness here. Holy Christ, wow, the trains are just rolling on in. Yeah, the one with all the sunflowers is the Wild Reflections tarot deck. That's what it is. Focus. Yeah. All right, so it's very profound that we get the sadness and the happiness card because we can't know one without the other. All right, so let's move on to the happiness card. Now, I'm sure that's orange, unless yeah, it is orange. Okay, so let's read up on the color. Orange combines the fiery energy of red with the optimism of yellow. Like a sunrise signaling a new day or a burst of citrus, it can elicit feelings of warmth, happiness, and high energy. As a friendly, playful hue, orange can give off a sense of joy when worn. Like red, orange is a stimulating color. In fact, it is sometimes used in fast food restaurants as a device to keep people moving. Did you ever notice that? That all fast food joints have orange, yellow, and red in their logos and their color scheme? Fact. Working with orange and color magic can help curb procrastination, giving you a boost of energy in order to move forward with your goals. There you go. All right, let's read up on happiness, because we can't get enough of that. Happiness is one of the most beautiful feelings, as if the world is shimmering around you. But we seldom acknowledge when we're feeling good and instead focus on when we're feeling bad. So take this time to cherish your happiness, really experience the whole thing and feel its warmth. Again, sadness is necessary in order for us to truly be happy. And maybe we should focus more on happiness and knowing that sadness is a stage. I mean, after you have a good cry, you feel so much better. You know what I mean? It's kind of like in that vein. So for this month, just know that in order to set yourself free, sometimes you've got to feel this. You've got to release it. Again, it's that pressure that builds. And then you can kind of see how this kind of all works in tandem with each other, you know? Beautiful energy. All right, let's get some cosmic energy. These are little oracles I like to use in our readings. And move on with this incredible collective reading for April. We've said a lot today. And the sun is kind of still out. It's a miracle. I'd still be outside working in the garden. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, so we've got 4 cards here. So what kind of energy do we need to focus on for April? This one is hope. Hope is the light in the darkness. Never extinguish it. Okay? This month, practice determination. Face challenges with determination. You can achieve anything. And this month is definitely going to set the stage for that. And balance. You see that full moon there? Full moon in Libra this month. Find balance to maintain harmony in relationships. Again, there's that big focus on relationships, right? We're sitting in that energy right now. How do we do that? We have hope. We're determined. And most importantly is love. Love is everywhere. Open your heart to feel it. This month, do that. Very important. So, be determined. Have hope. Focus on balance in your relationships with yourself and everybody else. Okay? And don't forget love. Love, love, love. Love makes it work. All right, so let's go ahead and get a closing message for this collective energy. What do we have? Ooh. Okay, we'll do both of them. Of course we will. All right, number 1 is choice. So this month, you're being asked to make a choice that you've been struggling with. It's time to decide which path you're going to take. Listen to your intuition, eliminate everyone else's input, and feel your way into the choice that is right for you. The time is now. And if it's one thing we've talked about extensively tonight, it's how we've got to move forward. The time is now. It's time to build that dream. Okay? Beautiful. And now we have protect. You're being asked to protect yourself and your energy this month. It's okay to want to give to others, which you do effortlessly. But it's important that you set healthy boundaries with your energy before doing so. Now is the time to get some protection in place. You got a choice to make here. And protect yourself, protect your energy. It's sacred. Energy is sacred, especially yours, especially the energy that you give to people. Okay? All right. Very good. Love that. Love that. Love that. Very high performance, high octane energy this month. I'm telling you guys, it's incredible. So be aware of that. And yeah, that's going to do it for our collective reading. Let's go ahead and put it back to the old face cam. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. That was pretty fun. Again, this month is going to be something else, and we can already see the results as of today. We've got to start paying attention to what's out of balance in our relationships with others and with ourselves. It's so important right now. And I think it leads kind of that whole step forward this month of just working on our relationships, especially with ourselves. It's so important. All right. So, the end of April is going to be something, though. as we move towards that mid-month shift, when we have all those planets in Aries like that. And, this is the time of year that we usually do, but we don't have Saturn, Neptune, all, in that sign. I mean, it's something, and Saturn has to do with structures. Neptune has to do with illusions. And we're bringing down those illusionary structures that no longer serve us. And it's being exposed. Uranus is going to do that. I'm telling you, either disclosure at the end of the month or on our way to it. It could be an important discovery. It could be new technology coming out. It could be some information that may be hard to swallow. Exciting times we live in, folks. And I don't want you to sit in a doom and gloom energy. Take the tinfoil hat off, and just open up to the possibilities and create the life you want, because we've been sold a bill of goods that wasn't good to begin with, And this month just may be the tipping point for it. All right, everybody, thank you so much for joining. Don't forget, check out the midweek reset that is already out, and it's a great one. So make sure that you watch that. Make sure you check out your sun, moon, and rising sign also. That's important. And Freakin Weekend posted Friday, 10 a.m. That's a good one too. Especially because we have this Venus square Pluto. That's going to be something. So, heavy energy, especially when it comes to relationships. It's all kind of lining up. This full moon in Libra. Venus rules Libra. Big focus on relationships, partnerships of all kinds. Which deck is the determination card from? It's pretty. I got to get it. This is the Cosmic Energy Oracles. Oh, what am I doing? I'm holding it up to the wrong camera. Jesus Christ. Yeah, that's who makes that. Love those. Yeah. Once you get on these tarot deck addiction, I'd rather be addicted to that than, cigarettes. Thank God I don't have that shit anymore. Just checking off all the vices. I only have a couple left. But I ain't giving up the devil's lettuce, though. I'm not doing that. All right, everybody. Listen, I had a great night. Again, utilize this energy. Listen to the collective message. Go back and rewatch it. Share it with your loved ones and your friends. Yes, yes, yes. Turn them on to this guy. If you would like a personal reading with me in person or online, tarot or astrology, click the link in the description and it'll bring you to my booking page and I will take care of the rest. All right. So everybody, happy Easter. Have a great weekend. Blessings to you all. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you soon.